Governor Schaefer referred to the Bakken as a technology boom. You mentioned technology. What are your thoughts and comments on that? It's not an oil boom, it's a technology boom.
Well, it is, and I mean, when you think about when we've had a lot of things politically can affect prices of oil, and it's a global market. So you've got political disruption or fear that can drive markets, but it's also supply and demand is the fundamental driver of any market. And I spent my whole life growing up being told that we're going to run out of oil. I mean, from the minute I left high school, through my whole life, we're going to run out of oil, run out of oil. I mean, every expert, every book, every projection, every author. And then where are we at now? The world's awash in oil, and part of the reason we're awash in oil is because the technology, both with the horizontal drilling and the hydraulic fracturing, which has allowed us to tap into shale oil plays, not just in the Bakken, but all over the world, has really changed the supply dynamic in the world, and that's an interesting thing. It's good for the United States for sure that we've had a resurgence in oil production in the United States, but again, it's technology driven. And if you take a look at the new technologies that are coming, that allow us to have the drilling be more accurate, the fracking to be more productive. The future looks very bright because we can keep lowering our marginal cost of production through technology that's going to allow us to continue to be competitive, because in a world with excess supply, marginal cost matters.
Isn't that crazy? 10 years ago, peak oil, today a glut of oil in the marketplace?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
No, I mean, I'm just glad I didn't spend my life writing peak oil articles, because you'd be like, to basically have to find out that something that you held dear as a principle was just absolutely not true. But technology does this to people, not just in oil, but I mean, look at ag. We're going to run out of food. I mean, when I was a kid, we're going to run out of food. There's going to be too many people in the world, population explosion. We're all going to starve to death. And now we got American farmers that are so productive that we've actually still have declining rural populations in some part of our state, even as our output and production increases. But again, the technology. I mean, look, these Case IH quad tractors that are manufactured right here in Fargo. They got more technology on that machine than we had on the lunar lander. That's not a joke. I mean, it's not an exaggeration. I mean, it is incredible the technology that we're packing into both both oil and agriculture.
I always give the example of the punch cards. We used to do. You probably remember the old punch card days. So I mean, from punch cards to the Apple IIc to here the iPad. Where's North Dakota going with technology?
Well, this is one of the reasons I'm running, because I've been talking about we have a changing economy, but when I describe that, it's changing in two ways. One is that we're in a position of we're really in a position of a downturn or a recession, however you want to call it. So we have to acknowledge that. We have to right-size government to match the flows of dollars that are coming into government. But the second thing, which is not temporary, which is a permanent change in the economy, is that we're moving into a digital economy. And when the digital economy occurs, it affects every job, every company, every industry, and it also affects. It should be affecting every government service, because right now there's a lot of barriers called regulation, which slow down how rapidly we're changing education or how rapidly we're advancing healthcare because of regulation. But those are also industries where the United States spends a lot of money, which also we can get higher productivity and better output through the application of technology in everything that government does.